Hey, what's up, everybody? It's just Charles Sabanson, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Show. We cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we'll give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today, this is a kind of a last-minute show here that we want to get into. Before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel. So we had already finished producing content for the day. Just kind of wrapping up here, still going through the production process, and then I saw this topic. Right, and as I'm looking at this video, I'm like, bro, wait a minute. We got to do a show about this now. As you guys know, Bronny had a game last night that he played for the Lakers. He checked into the first quarter to guard Tyrese Maxey. If you saw any of the highlights or you saw the game, you saw that he was absolutely ineffective at guarding, Tyrese Maxey. And that was going on there. And then he started missing shots. He went 0-5 from the field in 15 minutes. He went 0-3 from the three-point line. He had 3 turnovers. I think he had 3 rebounds and 1 block and 1 assist, if I'm not mistaken. But overall, it just wasn't a good game. At the end of the game, the head coach, J.J. Redick, reacted to it, gave his comments about it. But for the longest time, most of us in sports media have been saying that we don't believe that Bronny James is ready right now. But nevertheless, organizations like ESPN and others have been hyping him up all summer long because, LeBron's going to be playing with Bronny. LeBron's going to be playing with Bronny. So they've been hyping him up. And then what happens? The season starts, and Bronny doesn't seem any good. Then the next thing you know, we hear that he's going to be in the G League. Then the next thing you know, we hear he's only going to be playing home games. He's not playing away games. And many of us are asking questions. And one of the people that was most reluctant to give a viewpoint or give an opinion on this Bronny James situation is Stephen A. Smith. But today, it seemed like even he reached his breaking point where he finally had to call out the father and ask him a question that all of us have been asking, which is, why are you doing this to Bronny James? For those of you who didn't hear what Stephen A. Smith had to say to LeBron James today on ESPN First Take, I want to play his comments for you now, and I'm going to come back and continue on the show. Take a listen to Stephen A. Smith here.
I'm really, really trying to be as respectful as I possibly can be towards LeBron James. One of the top 2 or 3 players in the history of basketball, number 2 in my eyes. A treasure to the game of basketball that we should and will all miss when he is gone. I am pleading with LeBron James as a father. Stop this. Stop this. We all know that Bronny James is in the NBA because of his dad. The first game of the season, opening night, the Griffies in attendance, father-son duo playing in an NBA game for the first time, an absolutely positively wonderful story. And then reality sets in. We love what we're seeing from him in the G League because that's where you belong. As you hone your skills and you get better, and you legitimately earn, which I believe he has the potential to do. I am rooting for Bronny James. It would be cruel to root against him. He's a wonderful kid. I wish him nothing but the best. But he's LeBron James' son. And everybody knows what attention that brings. Molly, Doggy, put them up on the screen because I want to see their face when I say this. Right now, Bronny James is averaging 0.3 points, 0.3 assists, and 0.4 rebounds. You know what people are saying. You know what they're going to do to this kid. In 13 games, he has played 44 minutes. He has scored 4 points. He is shooting 1 of 16 from the field. 0 for 7 from 3-point range. How are you doing him favors? We know that he's not ready yet. And I'm saying this with compassion. I'm asking the greatest player in the game, one of the top 2 players in the history of basketball, an ambassador for this game, the face of the league, a 4-time champion, a guy that's gone to 10 NBA finals, one of the greatest we have ever or will ever see, who is a basketball savant. You know better than me, better than Doggy, better than JJ Redick, better than Rob Pelinka, better than any basketball analysis or analyst that exists. You know what these numbers mean. You know what it's going to do to your son, to people who are missing out on opportunities, that are busting their tail on other NBA teams in the G League, in Europe, and everywhere else, what kind of opportunity they're starving for. You're exposing your son like this? I know I'm not questioning LeBron James' intent as if it's dishonorable, Doggy. It's incredibly honorable. He's a wonderful dad. I swear to y'all on everything I love, I'm not trying to be disrespectful in any way. I'm simply saying, to have that moment on game one of the NBA season is one thing. To propel it to a point where he's on the bench, he's in uniform, he's taking up a roster spot, and now you're giving him time in the first quarter, and you see the absence of production. How are you helping him? I just don't get it. I really don't see, I really don't get it. I really don't.
So you heard Stephen A. Smith there. I got to say this because I was thinking about it while I was talking before we played the audio. Stephen A. Smith finally took it upon himself to give Bronny James an honest critique and call out his dad. He has been handling this situation with kid gloves. Even before he gave his full opinion, he sat up there and kissed LeBron's butt by telling us what we already know about LeBron, where he is in NBA. Stand in terms of the pantheon of the NBA greats and all. He said all of that stuff that we already knew. He had to just couch his entire position before he said what he needed to say. And what kills me is this leeway that Stephen A. Smith has been given to Bronny James. It's a damn shame he didn't give it to all the other athletes. It's a damn shame he never gave it to Kwame Brown. I'm gonna keep bringing it up. The only reason Stephen A. Smith went at Kwame Brown was because Kwame Brown didn't come from money. Kwame Brown's father wasn't viewed as a top 5 player of all time. Do you think if Kwame Brown's dad was Michael Jordan, do you honestly believe that Stephen A. Smith would have been talking about Kwame Brown the way he was talking? Like, let's be for real here. He would have been like, oh, no, you got to give it time, and the great Michael Jordan, and to go to the sport, so I plead with you. But because he knew that he wasn't connected to that type of power, he spoke about him any kind of way. So to hear him talk about this situation now, you know that even he cannot twerk it up any longer. He has to give a position on it. Now he's asking the question, pleading with LeBron, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Well, welcome to the party. We've been on this since the beginning of the season. Where have you been? The independent media guys have been asking, bro, what's the purpose of this? He doesn't seem ready. He doesn't seem ready. What did Stephen A. Smith do when many of us were calling this out? Stop hating on LeBron James' son. Stop hating on LeBron James' son. This is disgusting what people are saying. It's disgusting what people are saying. It's disgusting. That was him. Now all of a sudden he's had this eureka moment and discovered that, wow, Bronny ain't ready. Hello? Those stats that you just read off on TV, when do you think these stats were compiled? Last night? You're looking at an amalgamation of stats that have been accumulated throughout this season. Welcome to the party. We've been saying this. But whenever we tried to call it, oh, you're hating, you need to stop it. But we don't give all of these make all of these exceptions for all the other NBA players. So why are we doing it for Bronny? Most of all for a player who doesn't seem to be any good. I didn't see you pulling punches for all of these other guys. I didn't see you pulling no punches for Kwame Brown. Now some of y'all are like, well, you know, Kwame was expected to be the number 1 pick. I get that. But with the amount of promotion that y'all, networks like ESPN and others, Bronny James was being promoted more than NBA All-Stars. Starting from Summer League. He was getting more promotion and being more talked about than NBA All-Stars. At one point, Bronny was being discussed more than Wemby. Was it because of his production? Was it because of his potential? No. It was because of who his father was. But now all of a sudden you want to plead with LeBron James. It's like, wait, where you been? We've been on this story already. We've been asking this question, what's going on here? He's saying, why are you doing this? Why do you think he's doing it? Well, no, you know LeBron James. Why do you think LeBron James is doing this? We all know, but why do you think? It's to prop up his legacy. Duh, who don't know that? And you know that. He knows that. I think it was this particular reason that made me remove LeBron out of the top 5, my top 5. I think this was the final straw, if some of you are wondering, because I'm like, wait a minute. You're going to use your son as a prop to elevate yourself? And I'm like, nah, I'm done with it. I think this was the final straw. But you were shouting at us, telling us we need to shut up. You were saying this. Oh, the haters and this. I saw you up there, Brian Winter. Oh, the haters. And you're saying this, and you're saying that. I'm like, why are you making an exception for this dude, but you don't make it for anybody else? This is it. People respect power and money. And all the other players, they don't get such breaks. Stephen A. Smith was going at players that were actually good more than he was going at players that were bad, like Bronny James. He will be going off on players that could actually play than players that can't play, the Bronny James who can't play. All because you want to protect LeBron James. And now you up there pleading with him. Like as if you didn't peep the game from 200 miles away. We already know what he was doing. We've been calling it out. So the question is, where were you? But anyway, welcome to the party. Welcome to the party. This is the fundamental reason I removed LeBron out of my top 5. It wasn't because of his ability. It was because of his antics. The antics I couldn't deal with. How you going to throw, bro? This was the reason here. So thank you. Welcome to the party. But I think it's absolutely ridiculous after you were telling us, oh, we need to shut the hell up. Those guys need to shut the hell up. Yo, you haters of Bronny James, you need to shut the hell up. Y'all need to shut the hell up. That's what he was saying to us. But then go up there and quote all of his stats throughout the season. I'm lost. But we hating. I don't get it. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. I'm out. Peace.